back to the channel. So today's a different video for now because we will be giving our review for the new Disney Plus series that was just released, and WandaVision. So if you noticed, we're wearing the colors of the superheroes.
My favorite superhero.
My favorite superhero is Captain America. it's not Vision.
Yeah.
But I actually like Thor as well. Well, okay, let's go ahead and start with the review. So, first things first, what are our thoughts when we watched the first two episodes? So, non-spoilery thoughts, guys. So, if you haven't watched the first and second episode,
for me, I just love. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't watched the first and second episode, it's okay. You can still watch this part. We will be sharing our thoughts, but overall, non-spoilers,
we'll
guys.
try our best not to spill too much.
Okay, so you were saying earlier.
I love the overall. Like they took the old times, or I'm sorry, the vintage vibes to the next level. Like for me, it really, I mean, the black and white picture.
Yep, that's true.
The opening, it really reminded me of Bewitched.
Bewitched.
It really reminded me of Bewitched.
Yeah.
And when I watched that, when my mom made me watch that, I thought it was so old. But now that I'm watching it again, and it reminded me of that.
It looks good.
Yeah,
it looks good. Yeah, actually,
it looks real.
It looks real.
It's as if we're watching it from an old television.
It looks like we're really watching an original sitcom.
Yes.
So that's actually one of the good things. So, the great thing about this is they're all wearing old clothes. It's set in the 50s or 60s, I think.
I mean,
the acting, the way that they talk, everything is just like a sitcom.
Like Peppy, and her hands are, the hands.
Yeah, and then one of the things here is one of the things that excited me is when I first watched the episode, the opening.
Oh, yeah.
Marvel Studios opening.
We missed that.
It's been like almost a year and a half or something that we haven't. Yeah, we haven't watched any Marvel related.
Oh, and we noticed like the opening when Marvel appeared, it was also in black and white, and that was.
And
good.
then after that, it went straight to the opening of WandaVision. The music, it's old school.
Yeah, everything. They really took it up to the next level. Like, contrary to other people's belief, it wasn't boring at all. I mean, if you love vintage, or if you love the old times, which we both do, we really appreciated that Marvel took this one, Disney took this one as well to be real. Like, it felt
they made it their own, but they never forgot
it gave justice.
They never forgot what happened before. They used some series as an inspiration for their for WandaVision. And
even like the furniture is like old school. You're not.
Everything is old, from the clothes to the hair, the way they talk, and
the hair, the hairspray, hairspray type hair, you know.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
It is pretty interesting. The overall feel of the movie is pretty good. The acting was actually great.
Yeah.
I love Vision's acting here. You know, Paul. We were able to see a different side of him. Usually, we saw the robot.
You know, serious type.
But
even Wanda, she's like very serious.
Yeah, and we saw her being serious here. She's having fun.
This is a sitcom. If you guys don't know, this is a sitcom. So there's a little bit of comedy.
Yeah, sitcom. Yeah.
And we really love it. And well, that's basically our general overview.
Yeah, it's just a simple overview, guys. You don't need to actually check for reviews. If you really are a Marvel fan, you'd watch it, and it's a really great series so far. First, second episode, really great.
Oh yeah, the actress who played Agnes was really good as well.
Catherine,
she's so funny. Yeah, she's so funny.
Yeah. I never thought that she'd join Marvel.
Oh yeah.
She's just an actor you'd see in other movies, but Marvel casting her as Agnes.
You just never doubt Marvel's casting. It's really good. But now we're gonna deep dive into the episodes. And before we continue, we want to remind you guys that from here on out, it's gonna be spoilers.
Fine. Yeah, so
spoilers.
It's spoilers. So if you haven't watched this clip, or you haven't watched WandaVision episode 1 and 2, please pause the video, watch
something else. Our other videos. Watch.
What I mean is watch WandaVision first. Once you watch it, come back here, and then we'll go ahead and discuss. We'll let you know what our thoughts are, what we saw, what happened, so that at least we're big Marvel fans. We always talk about stuff like that. But okay, spoilers.
Again,
done.
Spoilers.
We're gonna give you
a few seconds.
We're gonna give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Spoilers. Whew. Okay, so let's go ahead with these spoilers. What we saw or what we watched in episode 1 and 2. First things first, it seems that Wanda created her own reality, or like her own universe, own world. And she set it in the 50s or 60s, which is why everything's black and white.
Probably different times, and like from trailer we see it.
Yeah, if you saw the trailer, it goes from black and white to colored.
So it's probably different timelines.
So as you know, Marvel Studios based WandaVision in different eras of the series or sitcoms that was released in the past few decades now, and they have been using those as an inspiration for the series that they just released right now. Now, one of the things that we noticed is when Wanda she created this world, and she's also been using her powers at home.
Yeah.
One of the things that happened in episode 1 is when
starting like a married life.
Yeah, they wanted to have like a married life because technically they just wanted time to be with each other. So what happened was, there was a scene there where Vision invited his boss and the boss's wife.
Yeah, Mr. Hart.
Mr. and Mrs. Hart, yeah.
The talent.
They both Vision invited them, so there was a kind of miscommunication between the two, because Wanda thought it was for their anniversary, and Vision, it's the dinner date that they were supposed to have for the boss. So because of the miscommunication, what happened was, they
what's a sitcom without like
miscommunication, comedy, and all that.
Something
so
like a mistake or something.
Yeah, so
that
since Wanda didn't know that the bosses were coming, she set the place up to be a little bit romantic.
It was their anniversary, which it wasn't. So.
Yeah, so she set the room to be a little romantic. So she was wearing a sexy outfit. She lit up some candles.
And then from there, that's when things started to there was a scene in the dinner party wherein the Mr. Hart started to choke, and
Well, before that, since what happened was they didn't know that Wanda didn't know that the Hearts will be coming over for dinner. She had to rush to create, the dinner, and Vision doesn't eat any food, so what she was doing, she was using her powers to try to set up the dinner, right? So a lot of confusion was happening here because the Hearts were trying to go get inside the kitchen, trying to help out. Wanda was using her powers all over the place, and and finally she was able to set up the table, and then that happened.
yeah. So there's a scene where Mr. Hart starts to choke, and we see Wanda, or we hear Wanda, if you listen closely, her voice from the start, actually throughout the first 2 episodes, it's a little happy, like
There was
it's
like an
preppy, it's a preppy type of voice, and then there was a part in that dinner party wherein her voice changed to a more serious note, the way that she would usually speak to the Avengers.
So the voice that we
Vision
heard
helped him.
before that voice, she was using like the 50s sitcom voice, that
Yeah, like
the
a
acting
preppy.
voice,
Oh my
that
God,
old school
like,
acting voice. And then when Mr. Hart started
and
to
then she
choke,
started like, Vision help him.
there was like a serious tone and all that. And what happened was Vision used his power, when he can go through walls and all that. So he took his hand, got the strawberry or something that was blocking Mr. Hart's throat, and he was able to save him. But the weird thing here is, after saving him, what happened was, it seems that nothing happened.
Yeah, after Mr. Hart went up, he started saying, "Oh, look at the time!" Like, it's as if nothing happened. Like, he didn't know exactly what happened. Like,
It's like,
blank.
when people choke after
Oh my God.
they choke, they kind of got panicked and all that. They're gasping for air and all that. But what happened here is okay. Look at the time. Let's just get out of here.
Yeah.
It's like nothing happened.
Yeah. So that one was weird, and then we transitioned to
Well,
technically it's about to end because it's just a 30-minute clip or a 30-minute episode, so it's really fast. Oh, yeah. Is this episode? I forgot.
Yeah.
It
So
has a commercial, right?
it has a commercial, so it should be the start.
Yeah. So in the commercial, it's like a really, it's a real sitcom, and you're just watching a 30-minute sitcom, and then in between there's like a commercial. It happened here. So there's a commercial, and then that one they were just endorsing a toaster, and then that toaster was supposedly made by Stark Industries, and there's a rumor that the next few episodes will have commercials, and that these commercials will somehow portray Scarlet Witch's life, or Wanda Maximoff's life.
It will be related to Wanda.
Yeah,
so some
technically, we all know Wanda hated Stark in the
Avengers
Avengers Age
Ultron.
of Ultron. Yeah. So we know that Stark was a big impact in her life. It's because of Stark Industries. That
her
killed
mom
her,
and dad.
that killed her parents, and we know that was significant to the episode. So we don't really know what will happen. All of these are basically just theories. We don't know. Yeah, we don't know.
And one interesting thing that happened is, after episode 1, at the end part, during the the credits and all that, there was a sword agent watching
both of them,
or it's like watching the episode. It's like they were
Vision
watching the
turning
episode.
off the TV, and then somehow
And then
they
there
were
was
like being observed.
they were being observed, and it looks like she or he was taking notes.
Yeah.
And we saw that sword logo. So if you don't know what sword is, it's like a shield But for
the
Shield,
alien counterpart, like the outer space.
it's like the outer space, or maybe the special force that checks out aliens or maybe superheroes and all that. So it's a different type of force or group in Marvel. So it's quite interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Okay. So that's about it. That's so far what we thought about episode 1.
Yeah, and then after that part they cut, and then now we move on to episode 2. And in episode 2 we immediately noticed a different opening. Like,
It's a different opening.
Yeah, it's the cartoon.
It's a cartoon opening now. So
It reminded me of the Grease opening.
it actually had like a Bewitched opening. So
Yeah,
if you
it actually-
know, it
That's
has.
true.
It's a cartoon opening as well for that. And one interesting. This is actually our favorite episode so far because it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny, guys. So, in the first episode, you saw this in the trailer. Wanda and Vision were in the bed. They heard some noise, and they were trying to see what that noise is.
Apparently, it's supposedly a tree knocking to the window.
Yeah,
and
they
then,
thought it was a tree.
And then, following day, they were preparing for. Oh no, I'm sorry. The following day, Vision was at work.
Yep.
And Wanda came out. She was supposed to go to, I don't know, a party, and she saw a colored toy airplane in her bushes.
Yeah, so she actually so I just like to let you know, guys, episode 2 is black and white.
It is.
When she saw a toy helicopter, it is
was
colored. It had
like
color red,
color red.
maybe color yellow, I don't know, color black,
And
but it is colored.
yeah, what's noticeable is that the airplane or the toy airplane had the sword logo as well, and so from here on out we identified that sword will be playing a big part in this series. So
Yeah.
we don't know what happened.
When she saw the helicopter, she immediately looked.
I'm sorry, yeah, it's a helicopter. I keep saying airplane.
So when she saw the helicopter, she immediately she looked at the window because she now knows that this toy helicopter, has been banging on the walls. So it's not that stupid tree. But what happened later in the later episodes, Vision actually went to a meeting that was supposed to be held, like a neighborhood watch or neighborhood meeting. Now, something happened there. They all had a meeting. These guys, his neighbors, actually gave him bubble gum, which actually played a big part on what will happen later in the episode.
Yeah.
So Vision doesn't eat anything because he's a robot. So
But he ate it. Supposedly just for the
so
mouth.
he chewed it and all that because since
But
it's a bubble gum.
Someone did this and he swallowed it accidentally.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
but a robot and a machine, gum and machine just don't go together.
yeah, so actually the animation for this one is actually great because they showed like a cartoon version of his gears and the
his
bubble
gears.
gum mixing up, so it's kind of stuck now, and that actually played a big part of what happened, but let's talk about that later. So
they were practicing for a magic trick or a magic show, which they're trying their best to not be too magical because they wanted to fit in and they wanted to appear normal. And we really love this scene because it's just so funny.
Yeah, it's really funny. But before that, actually, let's go to Wanda's side. So Wanda actually had like a meeting with the wives, the wives of the neighborhood and all that. So, that's where she met the other character. I forgot that.
The other wives.
Yeah, the other wives, Agnes is there. I forgot the other lady. Who's that one? But
yeah, I forgot.
anyway,
she's not too memorable.
But anyway, we saw.
So technically, this girl is the leader. Like she's the it girl. of the neighborhood.
You know, there's always like a leader who's always dressing up real good, or who acts like a leader, and everyone follows her. So Wanda's just trying to act normal
so that she could get this girl's approval.
Yeah.
Because supposedly, if you get this girl's approval, everything will be smooth sailing.
Yeah, she liked to live normally. She doesn't want to have any issues. So she, you know, if you can get someone's approval from
there's
her
something
person's...
weird happened in that party.
Yeah, so during that small, you know, teacup party or coffee party, or that small meeting with the girls or with the wives, when Wanda and the other lady was packing up, you know,
and both of them are just left. They were just talking, and then all of a sudden, while they were talking, this girl started to doubt who Wanda is, and that she was saying something to Wanda, and then all of a sudden, a radio.
Yeah, so while the radio was playing music, suddenly it was trying, you know, usually when it was playing music, it's just playing normal music, but someone was trying to communicate to Wanda from using the radio. So they said, Wanda, are you there? Or Wanda, can you hear me?
Who's doing this to you?
Yeah, I actually forgot what that
Wanda,
radio was trying to say.
Who's doing this to you? So that was really
that was kind of
cool,
weird. Yeah, someone was trying to communicate using that radio, and then Wanda was kind of
technically
shocked.
We don't know what he means by who's doing this. What is this?
Yeah, episode 1 and 2 hasn't showed too much info yet, so maybe episode 3 will.
We know that Wanda created her own reality, so technically we arrived to the conclusion that, or a theory that, who's doing this to you is as if somehow people from SWORD are trying to communicate with her and are trying to help her get out of her bubble, and we don't know if it's Wanda who's stuck there, or if we don't know if she's trying to run away from reality, and you know, they want to find out who's doing it to her, and we probably don't know if she's the one doing it to her. Someone is actually doing it to her. We don't know that. Yeah,
well,
so that's really cool. So that's a good part in this series.
Yeah, but for me, the greatest part is actually the magic show. So, you know, WandaVision were preparing for a talent show, and their show is a magic show. So she's the assistant, Wanda's the assistant. Vision is the magician. So they're called Illusion and Glamour. Glamour, yeah. So Glamour is Wanda, Illusion is the Vision, since, you know, he's the one doing the magic. Now, we mentioned that there was like a chewing gum earlier, so that played a big part here in the magic show. So that chewing gum messed up his gear in the inside. So what happened was he
became drunk.
Drunk style, you know, it's like, you know, not working properly.
Yeah, come on. I'm sorry, excuse me.
That was the funniest acting that I saw from Vision.
Other than it being funny, we found it so believable. Like, if we were the audience of that magic
show. It was funny. It is good. It was a good show.
Wanda, somehow, because of this, because of the gum and all that, because of Vision being drunk, whatever, he started to perform actual magic. Like, his powers were actually being displayed, and Wanda tried her best to protect that and protect her image in front of the audience, which is the neighborhood.
So Vision has been screwing up everything. So far, everything here was pretty fun. That episode really is the best episode for me.
Something also strange happened towards the end of this episode, wherein they were just celebrating how well they did towards the magic. They won that magic show. The talent show, and then, you know, it was their first talent show, and then they won it, so they were celebrating. Yeah. And then somehow Wanda turned to Vision, and she was pregnant.
Yeah, so they were talking about babies, or they were talking about children.
Actually, yeah.
They were talking about children because of the whole quote for the second episode is actually this: for the children. So we kept on hearing that for the children. It kept on repeating a lot of times. And then WandaVision did the same thing at the end. And they were talking about a child or children, and for some reason...
She got up to get popcorn, and then when
boom,
she turned around...
She's pregnant.
Yeah, she's pregnant. So, something magical there. I don't know what happened, but she was. And then they heard a loud noise outside. When they came out, the manhole was moving. Apparently, a beekeeper went out from there, looked at them both. I don't know if he smiled. I think he smiled. I don't know. But he stared at them.
But before that, the beekeeper had a logo at the back.
Oh, so, yeah.
Yeah. So we saw the sword logo
again.
And the sword logo and the beekeeper's uniform seems modern. It's not from the past. So that's one of the strange things that we saw.
Definitely. I mean, the colored helicopter was not from the past. It was modern. So definitely there's like bits of modern things going inside Wanda's world. And she said in an angry face and tone, no.
When she said that, everything rewinded.
Rewinded to the moment that they were sitting in a couch discussing children or discussing their performance, and when she turned around, or she got up and turned around, she was pregnant, and they kissed. That's it. That's pretty much it.
That's one of the weirdest thing. After they kissed, everything from black to white turned into colored.
Yeah.
That's one thing. So episode 3 will now be colored. So we won't be seeing any black and...
Probably.
Of course. We won't be seeing any black and white from now on.
Yeah, it became colored. So we can't wait for episode 3. We don't know what will happen. If it's gonna be colored, if it's gonna be a different opening. Maybe the opening will have parts. What will be the new commercial about? You know, like
we're pretty excited.
Oh yeah, we forgot to tell them the commercial here. Like there was a commercial here.
So for the commercial here, we were able to see the watch.
Yeah.
Now, it's just not an ordinary watch, guys. So it's something related to Marvel. Now, on that watch, we saw the name Strucker. Now, if you don't know who Strucker is, the guy's name is Baron Strucker. Now, who this guy is, he's like a leader in Hydra. Now, Strucker actually played a big role in Age of Ultron because of Strucker, he was able to experiment with the Maximoff twins.
Yeah.
So that's Pietro, Quicksilver, and Wanda, Scarlet Witch. Which is why both of them got their power because of the stone. So basically what happens, Strucker used the stone to experiment on people, and basically these two, the Maximoff twins, were the only survivors of the experiments, which is why
it was like their babies, and he was like, they were like his babies, and he was like their second father now. So he was actually a big role. And if you listened a while ago, we talked about how these commercials somehow ended up, playing a big role in Wanda's life. So the first time we see Stark Industries, which of course played a significant role in Wanda's life, and now we see Baron Strucker, and
Strucker's watch, which impacted Wanda's life at one point,
Well, technically impacted her whole life now.
Because, it's because of him she got power. So
so everything she is now. So it also was him who made them feed on anger towards Stark. Just to make them. Technically, didn't raise them as experiments or just as kids. He raised them so that they can become his weapon towards Stark or the Avengers, and that was something that probably Wanda will never forget, and that's why she's using those things as commercial pieces.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Again, all of these are theories. We don't really know what will happen or what is the significance of these commercials, but we're excited to find out what the next one is.
Yeah, we're really excited to find out what's gonna
We're
happen.
thinking it has something to do with Pietro or
we'll see.
Ultron. I don't know.
But
Sokovia.
we are looking forward because this is going to be a weekly episode, so I'm not sure when though. But weekly we will be posting our review, our reactions to what happened.
We just have to talk about it.
Yeah, we love
it
Marvel. I think episode 3 will be really different now.
There's
since
actually a
everything's
reason
colored.
why we didn't post our review like soon, like after the episode was released. It's because we couldn't stop brainstorming about it for a day.
Yeah, we really love the we
That's
really
what
like this
usually
series.
happens, yeah.
Marvel has done a great job, on their movies, and now they're making great series. And this is specifically for Disney Plus, so it's pretty interesting.
And it's Wanda. I love Wanda. She's
Yeah.
strong.
Okay, well, that was our discussion about the WandaVision episode 1 and 2. I know it's pretty long, but
Tell us what you think.
tell us what you think.
Share us your thoughts. Share us your theories.
Let us know what you think about episode 1 and 2 because so far it was pretty good for us.
And now has the highest rated MCU or Marvel related entry ever. At 95%, guys, in Rotten Tomatoes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're so excited about that. And
Okay. Yeah, so guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe, check out our reaction or our review for next week's episode. We'll be posting
See you
that
next
really
week.
soon. And we will see you on next week.
yeah.
We'll see you on the next video.
Yeah.
Peace
Peace
out.
out.